Going on, folks? You're about to be part of the brand new channel. Brand new channel never existed before. Just coming up now. Brand new channel. The Skeptic Sage. I dig it. It's my first time doing YouTube videos. I don't know how many times you'll be seeing my face in the future, but this is what you'll be getting for the time being until after I get really going here. The whole thing, of course, is to make sure I get myself together so that I can get paid. Not sure how all y'all are doing out there, but just letting you know, this page will be science-based and going through conspiracy theories. Because I find conspiracy theories to be a problem in America. Conspiracy theories have been a way for us to think without really thinking. And it's kind of sad. We got to get our critical thinking back in the United States. We lack that. We lack the fact that we used to be one of the smartest countries in the world, and we did great things when we worked together. People don't realize that we was forced to work together because of World War II and 1 and 2. 2 mainly because we industrialized the whole nation, and we really got together and worked for our solitary goal. The problem with that now, of course, politics that we have out here is pushing everybody away from each other. I'm hoping this channel will start bringing people back together. This channel here, this video here, I'm going to be talking off and on while we're traveling around the state of Delaware. The state of Delaware is exactly 2 hours long. I may drive the whole state. May not. We'll be making some stops along the way, get some refreshments. I am not hungry. I made myself a nice steak dinner yesterday, and I am still fully satiated. I had a huge steak, great salad to go with it, a little bit of bread, homemade lemonade, some good stuff. But one thing about when you eat good, which is something I haven't been doing for a while because I've been a weirdo truck driver recently. But when you do eat good, you're not hungry. You're just not hungry, man. You go and you do your workouts and stuff like that, but you're not hungry like you are after you get done eating fast food. You eat fast food, and then you might want some chips, and then you might want some, you want something else. And it's just never enough. And so it's always good to have. You don't gotta eat the best, but eat decently. And gentlemen like myself, I'm not 100 years old. I'm not halfway there, but I'm closer than I'd like. And so the older we get, we gotta eat better, So, well, I'm not in my 20s. One of the things I miss about being in my 20s is I used to lose weight fast. I could jump on a treadmill go run for like 5 to 8 miles on like, and after like not doing any of that for months or maybe even a year, and just, you know, get up there and just start running, and I'll be good. Hell, man, I feel like if I go running, I'm hurting me and my family. Oh, that's so sad. It's embarrassing, really. I used to be a great basketball player. I could jump out the gym. I could dunk. I could touch the middle of the white square. I was always aiming for the top of the white square. I always wanted to get there. I got close. I got close to touching the corner of the white square on top of the basketball court. But we're going to see if we can fix that, because can't have that keep happening. I'll make sure that stays up. But it was always fun playing basketball back then. And you know, one thing that they don't ever tell you about basketball is more of a mental game than it is. It's not even just a mental game. It's more of, you got to show and prove. People from the Bible, or, you know, Christians, they say study so yourself approve. In basketball, not only do you have to be smart, but you also have to apply what you know in every instance quickly. The quicker you do it, the better. The greatest people I like watching are, besides LeBron James and my all-time favorite Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan and Kyrie Irving. They used to be able to, and LeBron does it too. And LeBron and AI, they all do it too. But what I'm saying is, there's a certain beauty to how these guys was executing their game. It was almost like watching an art, right? And like somebody create something that's, you know, impossible and making it into something. And that's the whole point. You know, you get into these impossible situations. You're around all these, you know, tall, humongous people, big, strong people, and then next thing you know, you're making something happen when your whole play's been destroyed, and they've been dominating you the whole time, and then all of a sudden your team just start clicking on one accord, and y'all can start figuring out stuff together because you're talking to each other. It's the whole thing about teammates. One thing about when you're used to that. And I was a captain of the basketball team, but one thing that I didn't realize was people didn't do that. I didn't realize they didn't do it. And when, you know, it comes to the workplace habits, these people are very individualistic. They don't have a team ideas or team thinking, and it kind of slows them down a little bit. They don't realize it. I'm pulling here to this unnamed place. You might see a little bit of it, but I don't want to have any issues with copyrights or whatever, so I'm gonna keep it covered. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep it going because we got an hour. So I'll be right back. I got 2 hours. There we go. Just want to let y'all know today's date. Oh, I don't know. What is today's date? It's got to be the Sunday. I was told to tell y'all the date. Y'all got a calendar. Come on, calendar. Oh, 23rd. There we go. Gotta get that down before we get going. Otherwise, get a mess out here. I ain't trying to get my mess all over me. It'd be embarrassing. Yeah. I'll probably make a mess of myself somehow, some way anyway. What's going on? Yes, it's 90 degrees out. Yes, it's hot. 96 degrees. Usually in Delaware, it's not 96 degrees in June yet. Usually it comes in July. July to August, maybe a little bit September. Usually we're just getting over spring still. We did just have our first day of summer, like everybody else. Summer solstice a couple days ago, but all right. Hopefully that helps, and we won't be flip-flopping and falling all over the place there. All right, let's head back on the road. A big guy always struggle with weight loss, but you know, stuff happens. But like I was talking about earlier, people don't work as well. Just when I said we wouldn't be having problems, we got problems. There we go. People don't work as teams anymore, and I brought up the times that we worked together in the past for a reason, and that is because we were strong, and as all the most recent movies been trying to tell us, the Planet of the Apes movies, they were trying to tell us that throughout all of their movies, they got one message: when you work together, you're strong. So, the problem in the United States is we're all wanting to be a bunch of individuals. We gotta meet each other. We gotta talk to each other. We gotta not be afraid of each other. Fox News, they always try to make us scared of each other. I'm not afraid to talk about that, because that's their role model. I mean, that's their plan. Every night has got something scary going on. Before they tell you your cities are scary, everything you do is scary. Meanwhile, they're in a city, promoting from a city, living in the city. All those people, they all live in the metro city, downtown New York, all of that shit. They live in Manhattan. They live in all those places where they telling you to be scared of. They living in LA. They're living in Chicago, and they're having a great life. Meanwhile, they're telling you to be scared. People like Sean Hannity's got 900 houses, or 850 houses. Like, you know, It's these people over here, well off, telling you to be scared all the time when they're taken care of. I mean, Tucker Carlson, before he left, he was already a rich boy. He was with the Swanson here in Delaware, in Clayton. We got the Swanson family. They sell their frozen products right out of here. I could have got a job there. I never wanted one, but they sell their Swanson frozen foods right out the trucks and go straight to people's homes. It's a service. It's not bad service, but he was rich off of them. Tucker Carlson, you know, he's over here worried about tanning his nads and being manly next to all this other weirdo stuff. And you know, I never thought about tanning nads, having your nads. I mean, this stuff is ridiculous. But you know, these guys, they talk crazy. And so I always I haven't been a somebody that's always been like Democrat thinking. I end up going on their side. I like people like Bernie Sanders. I like the smart politicians, the politicians that when they talk they make sense. They're not just trying to cause some kind of headache or that own the libs or just running their mouth about it's not even how much that they're better than us. It's just them running their mouth about how like Hunter Biden or something, like stuff that don't matter. Not saying like, you know, the Hunter Biden situation, you know, if that guy committed a crime, he should go to jail. Like, you know, just like everybody else. If you commit crimes, go to jail, buddy. Yeah, you do the wrong, you know, you do the time, just like everybody else. And that's what it's, you know, that's what it's all about. So, I don't know. We all grew up here in the United States where you had cowboys and Indians and cops and robbers, good guys versus bad guys in all the comics. And then every time we always saw people like Lex Luthor or somebody getting away. And it was always because they was trying to tell us that the rich people got a problem. They get away with stuff. And sometimes you get them, but a lot of times you don't. And they was warning us, you know, they warned us. But we couldn't, you know, we couldn't always see it. You got, what I'd like to see is just, if we could just come together like we used to. And not even, I'm not talking about just, you know, because war and stuff always happens, but we need to not have to worry about, like, if aliens came down here, we'd all probably join up real fast and say that we need to fight for the American race. I mean, the human race. But we need to be acting like that 24/7. It's a big galaxy out there. You don't know, that day could come any day. We'll talk about it on my channel. They was talking about how they saw scientists believe that there were structures, Dyson structures around certain stars. I am skeptical on that too. I will talk about Dyson spheres. I like talking about certain, you know, levels of civilization beyond ours. You know, civilizations that live off the stars. And then we can talk about other stuff too, like how we're going to survive these next 100 years without total of the coastal lines, because water is just going to, the oceans are just going to be taking over and just sinking large parts of the country. And then, you know, dealing with the people that want that to happen. Because right now we got the same people that are trying to keep us apart, the same people that would love to see that nonsense go down. I will, in all these videos, I will not be cursing. I will not be swearing. I'm just going to be speaking from the heart. I will do this because I know there are certain people that are keeping an eye on the video and want to make sure that I don't talk crazy. They want to make sure that they can utilize my channel to get for ads. And I would like for them to do that. I've never used my voice as a voiceover before, but I'm not scared. I ain't never scared. This channel will, so we're going to talk about unity. We're going to be talking about the detriment or the problem with too much individualistic thinking. Like, just for instance, we're human race is a social race. Like, it's just there's nothing you know about it. We're social. You can try to think we're not. You know, you can try to think, you know, whatever you want to think. But the human race is a social race. We're born into a family. Sometimes, you know, unfortunately, there are some people that don't have a mother and a father. But more likely than not, you have a mother and a father. And if you don't, you know, hopefully you got adopted. You know, but or your parents might die when you're little, which is sad. But most of us have a mother and a father, and then after that we got their siblings, who we call aunts and uncles, and we love them dearly because they're usually our first sight of family outside of our parents, unless you got a ton of siblings. If you're a baby of like 6 or 7 brothers and sisters, that's something different. I never had that experience. I got one sibling. My parents told me that there was one or two before, and so I should have had a brother or sister, a couple other brothers and sisters, but I grew up with one. So, you know, and then you have, after your siblings and your parents' siblings, you got the grandparent, and the grandparent is usually the sweetest person. My grandmother was the disciplinarian, and I had one grandmother on my dad's side who just loved me all the time, gave me big kisses all the time, big wet kisses and big hugs, and always loved everything I did. She just hoped I was doing great. And I love my grandma. I love my mama. But my other grandmother, Mona, she didn't hold her words or keep quiet on anything. She wanted to make sure that you knew that she knows that you're not doing anything. And that you better be on your P's and Q's, because she wants you to get to work on whatever it is. College, school. We're going to stop for fuel here in a second. College, school of any sorts, some sort of what do you call that? Trade, whatever. If you weren't doing any of those things, she didn't want to talk to you. And I had a aunt that was pretty close to that. So having two family figures that were so motivated on making sure that you're not a bum and make sure that you know right from wrong. My grandmother would tell me about politics until I understood what she was talking about. Then I would call her and tell her, and we would laugh about stuff because we would make fun of the politicians that were stupid. Back in the simple days, it used to be George Bush. I used to call her and laugh about George Bush and he'd talk about how silly he was, because George Bush would say things like, "I want to put food on your family," or "One day human beings and fish can coexist peacefully." That's always one of my favorite ones. And then, of course, fool me once. If you can't fool me again. That's always hilarious. But as time went on, we had another weirdo, which I don't really feel like talking about that orange pumpkin, because he makes my skin crawl, and I feel like I'll flail because I'll start cussing, and I don't want to do that. I don't like failing. I like succeeding. Succeeding's great. So, one of the things that my grandmother, before she passed in 2020, I think it was more in 21. Yeah, she passed in 2021. After she passed, I decided that I wasn't going to hold back from anything anymore. I'm going to accomplish my goals no matter what, and live how I feel in my heart, and not, live subdued. I used to have a little apartment, and it was nice for a while, but I wanted more, and being in that apartment was costing too much. They raised all the prices up, and that's something else we're going to bring up in my channel for us to talk about, because that's something that we need to speak about too. Not only that, but you guys probably also having issues with your townships and municipalities raising their taxes in a ungodly rate. They're probably raising their property taxes to match their crazy prices on these houses. These things should not be happening. It actually is causing a problem for the United States not being affordable for anybody to live in. And that just because we have millionaires and basically we do got trillionaires. I know people don't think it, but we got trillionaires here in the United States too. These people are making $200 and $300 million for multiple years, almost 2 decades. I don't know if you guys know how to count, but $300 billion times 3, that's $900 billion in 3 years. Didn't take much to get to $1 trillion there. So, over a few decades, you probably got about $3 or $4 trillion. Just saying. These people have so much money, they don't even know what to do with it. they're sending themselves up to space. If half of that money came back to the United States, just talking about to the people, all of our problems would be solved. If the American government would allocate it properly and not just steal it. We got to get rid of the corruption. That is the task. Get rid of the corrupt people in the United States. Get rid of the corrupt people. Not in the United States, but I'm talking about in the Congress. Get rid of corrupt people in Congress. Only send people to Congress that are going to do something for the American people. If your congressman is out here telling you, we got to fight the Washington machine and all this other blah, blah, blah nonsense, they are full of it. They are terrorists. They're not trying to accomplish anything. And you say, man, you say thanks, Sage. You call them a terrorist. They are. People like Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a terrorist. She's a terrorist. You do not come into the rotunda talking about you would if she was running January 6th, it would have ended differently. You cannot come into that place, that capital, and say that and speak Russian propaganda. You just can't do it. You shouldn't be allowed to. And so I find it irritating. Because we gotta sit here and listen to her be insane, talk crazy, and we gotta listen to her like she's important. She's not. She's not important. She's insane. I don't want to speak too much more on her too, because she'll have me saying bad words. But man, calling her things out of her name, you know, I don't want to do that on this channel. But she is a problem, and I feel like if you're a traitor, if you're doing treacherous things, you're doing traitor things for like anti-U.S. government, you're doing all this nonsense which is causing problems, you should not be allowed to serve in Congress. And if you're putting up anti-American war propaganda, you shouldn't be allowed to speak in Congress. You shouldn't be allowed to speak to any American, to be honest. And you probably should be locked up for a little while until you decide to change your tune. Be right back. Gotta get some fuel. And I'm back. It's actually ain't too bad. Put a little sanitizer on, you know. Not because of the pandemic that we had a few years ago, but just a little cleanliness. Royal Farms ain't always the cleanest place. Oh yeah, we was talking about MJT or MTJ. Let me get out this traffic. This here is my hometown, Smyrna. Smyrna D. I graduated. Weird little small town. Nostalgic. All my little cousins and everybody. I grew up here, so it's always a little like a little homecoming. Sometimes when I truck drive and I go all around the country and I come back to this town, it just feels so weird. The other states have very similar towns. Like when you go to other places, the United States is very, even though people act different in certain areas, but a lot of the places are very similar. Even in the south to the north. New York, western New York, North New York looks no different than Alabama except for the trees and the mountains, you know? The houses and everything, similar. Ain't nothing special. The way people living, all it is just different accent and different type of stores. Like Dandy's. I love a Dandy's. A lot of people don't know what a Dandy's is, but you gotta be northern Pennsylvania, southern, middle New York. You'll know a Dandy's. In the mountains. That's one of the coolest places out there on the planet. I wish I could stop by one of their gas stations. Very clean. Hey, maybe they'll put a commercial on one of my videos. Right now I'm driving over Route 1. We're going to go on the back side of Route 9 just for some cruising. The only thing I'm worried about is high tide. Delaware, I don't know if you know, Delaware is on the coast. And even though it says Delaware Bay, that is pretty much the Atlantic Ocean straight out there. And likes to creep in on some more roads. Unlike Southeast Georgia, where they got nice causeways in Florida, over here they I don't know what they're called. They do not float. They do not float with the water. So they're just some roads that are in the back. I mean, on the back side of the state. You just don't know what's going to happen. We're going to go out there and cruise because that's good conversation area. I don't know if you know, Delaware is about 200 some miles, maybe. No, can't be. No, it's probably about more like 100. That's more like 100 miles. That makes more sense. I live in the middle, so 50 miles up takes me to the top of the state. 50 miles down takes me to the bottom of the state. Majority of the states surrounded by Maryland, and then we got two other states that touch us: Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Philadelphia's a beloved place around here. We love our Eagles. love our Sixers, love our Flyers, and we love our Phillies. And we will go to war with you over those guys. Then in the southern part of Delaware, it gets weird. They mainly like DC or Baltimore. And Baltimore's not a bad team. I'm not going to hate. Actually, Baltimore's actually my NFC team. I watch Baltimore Ravens play. Because I like local teams, I'll just be honest. I'm not a big fan of going to Baltimore, but I do like the Ravens. The Redskins will find them to beat the squad. Excuse me. The Commanders. They are the Commanders now. And actually, now I think about it, the Commanders actually look decent. They used to, back in the day when they was the Redskins, they used to disgust me. They looked terrible. They had terrible, their colors was crappy, and it was just nothing really appealing. But since they became the Commanders, they actually look more appealing. I like their uniform colors changed a little bit, and they look a little bit more, look like they got their stuff together. They're like a family member that's been drunk for years and got a haircut and start wearing a suit. You know they still ain't no good, but give yourselves a chance. The Eagles won the Super Bowl not too long ago. First one ever. And I just want to always say, the one ring rules them all. I hope there's some football fans watching this and just being slightly amused. Because I know most of y'all probably some Cowboy fans or wherever, but there's always Cowboy fans. Everywhere you go, no matter what part of the country you are in, what state you're in, no matter what city you're in, you're going to be, there's Dallas fans around. You're like, where do these guys come from? Dallas. You gotta be kidding me. This is a great drink. Not really a drink, but it definitely turned into one. Very smooth. I won't say the brand because I don't want any issues with that. But if you can tell the cup, I'll tell you the flavor I got. Island Fusion, and it's just remarkable. It's keeping me awake and rejuvenated. I'll tell you that. Marjorie Trailer Park Green, which I think is what the T stands for. She's from a state that I lived in off and on for 20 years. That state's called Georgia. I came there when I was a teenager. My mom got a job there after she divorced my father. And I went there when I was little. Not a little kid, but, I wasn't a big kid either. And, cause I didn't hit my growth spurt yet. But I was a teenager. And, I enjoyed playing basketball down there. One thing I didn't know was Kwame Brown was playing right around the corner from me. And I didn't realize that until after I came back from, I moved back to Delaware, but I came back down for Christmas vacation. And we was playing basketball at the church, as we always do. basketball at the church at Christian Renewal down in Brunswick, Georgia. And always air conditioned, always fresh cold water, and always a good time. Uh-oh, see a sign that says high water. That makes me nervous, and I was just talking to y'all about that. Hopefully the water is receded by now, because if not, I will have to turn around. Or too soon. Oh, crap. I wish I could show y'all turning around, show y'all, but this is definitely the weird part of the road. Alright, looks like we missed. It looks like we missed the time when the water was over, because the road looks dried out. You know, I've been back here a couple times when the water has been coming up, and when the water was here, you do not want to drive through this nonsense. That's a pain. I have a Jeep. It's not a big Jeep. I have a Jeep though. I'll be honest. Not all Jeeps are the same. Not all Jeeps are, on the same scale. But a Jeep's a Jeep. They'll get you out of something. They'll get you out of whatever you need to get out of. I've drove through that water and engine high water. You don't want to do that. That stuff will tear your engine up, radiator, all that. It'll all get tore up. But hey, made it. Anyway, yeah. So I didn't realize Kwame Brown was playing there, and we was at the gym, and with all of us, the guys that were there, that knew each other, we were all church members, and there was this one tall brother there, black dude there, and I was like, who in the heck is this dude? And he was tall. Now I'm talking about taller than anybody that's ever walked in that building. And I'm thinking to myself, who the heck is that? And my buddy Nate, one of the best at White Boy, he's one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my life. He played like Allen Iverson as a white guy. And he was ageless. He stayed in shape constantly. He was always in shape. He was never out of shape. And so I was like, yeah, who's this guy? And then he was like, yo, that's Kwame. He told me his name, but then he was like, it's Kwame Brown's brother. And I was like, holy crap. He was every bit of 6'9", maybe 6'11". And all he was doing was shooting threes. Now, back then, this three-point shot wasn't as hot as it is now. There was no Steph Curry. Like, three people shooting threes, but it was no, Stephen Marbury, AI, T-Mac, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter. Those were the guys that we all watched. We was watching when we watched the NBA game back in the 2000s. And those guys wouldn't shoot threes like that. They would shoot threes. They would score like 3 or 4 threes in the game, and that was a lot because that would get them to like 30-some points. You know what I'm saying? Like they would hit that to get so they can easily get 30. And so, you see this guy, and he's all over the place, and he's shooting all threes, and I'm just like, this guy's gotta have some kind of inside game. He could not dribble worth a lick. I stole the ball from him a couple times. He tried to block my shot. I missed the shot. he missed blocking my shot, but I missed the shot. But it was the craziest stuff. I was not used to playing against a guy that could run that fast, jump that high. and be that tall. You know, he was athletic. So I thought he was going to go to the league too. I was like, if your brother's going, I was like, he's definitely going to go. He was making every 3-point shot he shot, he was making them. I was like, this guy's on fire. But that was not an NBA three. That was a high school and college three. So it's not the same in the NBA. NBA, you got to take it about 2-3 feet back. Let her fly from there. And that's a real 3-point line. I've actually stepped on a professional basketball court. I stepped on my Philadelphia 76ers court, 2019. Got there, realized I was coaching. I got there through coaching teams that didn't make the kids that didn't make the basketball team of their high school and middle school, and it was kind of like a little side league for them, keep them out of trouble, you know. Something for the city. And my guys, I coached the All-Star team. Took my guys up there to the Sixers versus the Orlando Magic. This is back when Ben Simmons was actually good, you know, somewhat. He still wasn't shooting, but he was averaging a triple-double, and when he would score, he would make us unstoppable. If he scored like 15 or 20 points, that was all we was ever asking for Ben Simmons to score. Like, Ben Simmons was John Stockton with defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was blocking shots. He was running all around the court. You pair him up with Embiid, next thing you know, there's nobody except for Kawhi Leonard and that stupid shot he made. And then in 2019, destroyed the team. After that, the Sixers weren't the same because we was definitely going to go to the finals that year. I feel like we was going to beat the Bucks. But anyway, that's something else. Let's see if this side over here has any water. I'm kind of going on a little tour. This is Route 9, Delaware. This is Woodland Beach coming up. Woodland Beach, one of the worst beaches on the planet. I do not suggest going to Woodland Beach at all. I saw people going in the water, and there's more horseflies here than fun. You will be eaten alive out here, and do not go on the porta potties out here. Oh my God. Only do that to somebody that you don't love. If you plan on getting a divorce, send a loved one in there. If you got a bratty niece or nephew, and you told your brother or sister that you didn't want to watch that kid, you should send them in there. No, that's just bad. Oh man, just crazy. I'll tell you, this part of Delaware also gets water on the road, but this was not so bad. I would show you, but I don't want to mess with the camera right now. It's doing so well. It's a nice day out. Nice day for traveling. Forgot to cover up the sign. I'm about to go through and see if I didn't cover it up. Very good. I don't know if This drink's got me thinking about a movie that's coming out soon that I want to watch. So I've been waiting a whole year to watch this movie coming out. Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool is a sick puppy. He is a sick puppy. But Wolverine's insane. And I can't wait. I hope Disney doesn't have too much to do with it and just leave it all up to the Fox people. This way they can keep it all the ratings nice where they are. Heck, just blame all the bad words on that company. Because you bought the company for a reason, you know? You don't have to. You don't have to take blame for them. Let them put something out in their name. I'm looking forward to it. Wow. Got a nice little swan out here. A little different out here today. Still those... Oh, crap. People driving a million miles an hour over here. Jesus Christ. Oh, these are the biggest, craziest horseflies on the planet. Terrible. Oh yeah, and just like in an episode of The Simpsons, there's a nuclear building on the other side of the water. Oh my goodness. People out here fishing. Not me. Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me, my guy. So tasty. Just wonderful. Exquisite. On my next video, since this one here, we only got 1 minute to go, I will be continuing the conversation that we was having, and I might try to find another refreshing drink to keep pace with that one. That one was great. And then I think I'll be done for today. But we'll continue the conversation on American politics, where things, forces that are trying to pull us apart, and talk about how we can bring things together, bring people together. And yeah, that's about it. This is the first video from the Skeptic Sage.